Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since I have uploaded the video, and that's because I've been traveling or I've just been acting lazy. But nonetheless, here I am. I was determined to do a video this weekend. Now in my previous video, you mentioned you wanted to see how I conceal my dark circles. And as I mentioned, I have been doing a different routine, which is, as you can see from the description, that I use a contouring kit and a concealer to actually conceal my dark circles. So in terms of my makeup, I have done my eyebrows and done my eyes. What I'm going to do is show you what products I use. The first thing I use is the L'Oreal Infallible Sculpt, which is the contouring palette. It's highlight and contouring. So I'm just going to show you that. You can see, and I've used quite a bit. Now I have used the highlight one as well, but I think it's a bit too pale for the brown skin or the Indian skin tone. I prefer using the contouring color and mixing that with the Maybelline Anti-Age Eraser Eye. As you can see, I've used quite a lot. I really love this concealer because it gives you full coverage. So I'm just gonna twist it so that I can see there is some concealer. Then I just swirl it in the contouring side so that it picks up the color and it's like slightly brown, and then I'm just going to cover that. So I'm just making sure that it picks up a color which is in between this and this. I know most of you might be thinking it's slightly weird, but I don't know, it really works for me. So I would say if you do give it a try, let me know how you find this. And then just using the same concealer, I'm just going to cover the other areas where I have a few spots. And then taking the Real Techniques sponge, I am just going to press it in and conceal the dark circles. Now you might wonder why I started doing this. That's because I could not find a concealer which was the right shade. I started doing this was because I could not find a concealer which was my shade, and I find that using too light a concealer does not cover your dark circles that well. So I wanted a shade which was more of a color which is very close to my foundation. So my foundation shade is like 05 or 04, so I wanted a concealer which is closer to that. Most concealers that I've seen in the market are like 01 or 02, but for the brown skin or the Indian skin, I find that it's a bit too pale, and that's why I started doing this. It works really well for me. I'd be really interested that if you do try this, let me know what's your experience. From my personal experience, and obviously I've been using it for a while, I don't see any issues with it blending. It lasts pretty long. It covers your dark circles. It looks quite natural, so I like that a lot. And as you know that I don't use foundation every day. So for me, having a good concealer and concealing my dark circles is very key. So this actually does the job. Of combination of these three things, I think I'm really happy. You might be wondering that it does look quite light on the camera. But don't worry, once I set it with the powder, it's going to blend in really well with the skin. The next product, as always, any cream product that you use, you need to use a powder. The one I'm using is the Matte Maker by Maybelline. I absolutely love this one. That's because the powder, even though it's a compact powder, it's actually quite loose. So as soon as you touch it, you can see there's so much on the brush, and then it's just beautiful. It's just so smooth and so easy to apply. So all I do is then just brush it very lightly. I don't buff the product in. Now that I'm done with the concealer, I'm just going to use a setting powder. The one which I like using, or the current one that I'm using, is the Maybelline Matte Maker. Now as you can see from the name, it's a matte powder. So what it does is that even if I do if I do sweat in my T-zone, it does cover up quite a bit. Also, this gives you coverage. It is quite good because it's as good as using a loose powder. So I'm just gonna swirl it wherever I've applied the concealer. I'm not going with a heavy brush like a buffing brush or anything. I'm just going to slowly tap it wherever I've applied the concealer. The next thing that I'm going to do is actually apply a bronzer. Now this is by Rimmel, and as you can see, I have used this product. I really don't think I get tired of it, but because now it's almost over, I need to swirl it about 2-3 times, and then I am just going to bronze it very lightly. If you're going to ask me, am I going to use a highlighter? No, I am not. That's because I'm not going out anywhere. I am just going to see a few friends after this. So I don't want to apply a highlighter. I mean, if I'm going out for a party or something, then yeah, it does make sense. But otherwise, nah, I wouldn't use a highlighter. And I think less is more. Sorry. But I think the less is more. So it really depends on what occasion you're going for and what you want to do. I'm just gonna look in the mirror and make sure it's fine. Yeah, I think that looks fine. The last thing I'm going to do, guys, is obviously the lipstick. The one which I have chosen to wear today is the Black Cherry by Revlon. Now this is a super long lasting lipstick. I've chosen a darker shade. So here's the finished look, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I'll be really interested in knowing what your thoughts are on using a contouring kit to actually conceal your dark circles. I don't know if it's crazy or if you find it quite useful, but leave your comments because it'll be fun to read. And yes, do subscribe if you haven't. It's never too late. Subscribe. And that's it. Have a lovely weekend and I shall see you soon. Bye.